You took the weekend off, you slept in, you canceled the things that you did not have the energy for. And by Tuesday, you were wrung out all over again. You know that bone deep tiredness that sleep does not touch, where you feel wired and tired at the same time? You're too exhausted to function normally, but at the same time, you're too switched on to just do one thing at a time. You see, burnout recovery is not about doing less. Your nervous system has been switched on for so long that it's almost forgotten how to switch off. And the rest, on its own, does not switch it off. But one thing does, and you can do it tonight on your bedroom floor in under 10 minutes. Let me show you. I'm Sushmita, but you can call me Sushi. I trained at KPJY in Mysore, which is the source school of Ashtanga Yoga under Sarath and Saraswati Joyce, and I've taught more than 7,000 yoga sessions, and this is the most common thing I see in people who are doing everything right, but somehow still feel this low, flat feeling all the time. Basically, there's a distinction that you need to know, and it's that rest is the absence of activity. It's like when you just stop working on weekends, for example, but regulation is your body getting the signal that it's safe to settle down. And those are not the same thing. Think of your nervous system as a night watchman. When your life has been relentless for long enough, it posts a guard to watch for the next thing going wrong. And that guard does his job incredibly well. The trouble is, nobody ever gives him the order to stop working. And even when you finally take that quiet weekend, he's still on duty because you've not sent him home. That anxious hum underneath that you often feel when things are supposed to be restful but you still can't fully relax, that's what I'm talking about. A free Saturday does not stand the guard down. Your calendar does not reach him. Only one thing does, and it's a signal from inside the body. Tonight we're going to send it. 3 steps under 10 minutes, and I will tell you why each one works as we go along. The first step is the exhale. So you're going to breathe in through your nose for a count of 6 and then out through your nose, slow and controlled, for a count of 6, maybe even 8. In Ashtanga, this breath has a name. It's called Ujjayi breath. It's the soft ocean sound breath that's made by narrowing the back of the throat so that the air that comes in is slow and audible. It is the metronome of the whole entire practice, and every single movement is tied to this breath. This really works, and here's why. When you exhale this way, it stimulates the vagus nerve, which is your body's main calm down pathway that runs from your gut to your brain, and your heart rate lifts just a little bit when you breathe in and falls when you breathe out. So when you make the exhale a little bit longer and slower, you raise what science calls vagal tone, and that is the signal, the one that finally reaches the watchman and tells him that he can stand down. In yoga, we call this whole thing langhana. Once the breath has done this work, we can then bring it in the body, where we come to step number 2. So step number 2 is essentially where you lie down and you take your legs up the wall. Sit side on, swing your legs up and rest there. The legs will be supported with either a cushion or a block or a bolster, whatever you have, and your arms can rest heavy on the floor. Now, if this wall situation is a bit awkward for you, feel free to rest just the lower part of your legs, which is your calf muscles, on the seat of a chair, or even just hang by the side of a bed. These shapes aren't random. They follow the logic of how an Ashtanga practice actually ends. After all the effort, the finishing sequence deliberately turns you inward and upside down, and these forward folds and gentle inversions kind of bring your worked up system down before you ever leave the mat. And we're borrowing that ending tonight because we're not here to stretch, we're here to ground. And when the flow takes the weight of your legs and it stops working against gravity, that watchman that's constantly on alert can read it as safety. When you stay here like this for 2 to 5 to even 10 minutes, you slowly begin to come down. And then finally, we've got the last step, and this one, for most people, is the hardest one of the 3, and it involves just stillness so that your body can trust and really relax. In Ashtanga, attention is drawn inward through the bandhas, through these subtle internal locks. You feel the body from the inside instead of just scanning the room outside. So your hand on your belly is almost like a really simple version of you telling yourself that there's something within the body that it has to hold, that it has to stay with, instead of this external world, the room, the environment to keep scanning and searching in. So for 2 minutes, I want you to just lie down and do nothing. Don't reach for your phone. Don't check if it's working. Just let your body be exactly as it is. Now, for most of us, this is the hardest one because stillness can sometimes feel like we're falling behind, and it's not. In fact, you just need to trust it because that feeling is the burnout talking, and you need to just stay and relax. In the Ashtanga practice, we essentially do Shavasana as the practice ends, and it's not just this thing that you do because you're tired. It's where the body anchors this calmer state that it's just worked so hard to build. And so when you finish your practice, you do these 3 things and you completely allow the body to rest and relax. And that's it. We've got the breath, we've got the weight, and we've got the stillness. In under 10 minutes, you can do it literally today. For the longest time, I thought that I just needed more rest. I was teaching constantly, giving everyone the best of me, but I still kept feeling tired all the time. So I did what you're told to do. I took time off, I slept, and life just became easier. But nothing actually shifted it until I did these 3 steps. The same sequence every single morning. I didn't need a holiday. I didn't need a retreat. I just needed a repeated signal that comes from inside my body that tells it that it's time to slow down. So here's what I want you to take away from this. The mistake that keeps you exhausted, no matter how much time off you take, is treating rest and recovery as the same thing. Rest stops the doing. The breath, the weight, and the stillness, the Langana work that we just talked about in the Ashtanga practice, that is what truly settles the system. So do these 3 things tonight, and I promise you, you will feel a difference by the morning. One last thing before you go. Burnout does not look the same on everyone. Some of us are wired and racing, and others of us feel flat and foggy. And the way back to regulation is a little bit different for everyone. So I built a short quiz. It's only going to take you 2 minutes, and it tells you which burnout state your nervous system is actually in and what practice to do that will actually help you the most right now. The link is in the description. It's also pinned in the top of the comments. You don't have to click it. I'm just genuinely glad that you got something out of this. And if you would like to have this actually as a structure, as part of your life, comment the word reset below and I will send you a link to actually joining my classes and working with me. Just remember, your nervous system is not broken. It's just been doing its job. It's protecting you for far longer than it should have had to. So what you have now is a way out and how you can teach it to finally stand down. I hope you enjoyed this video and I look forward to seeing you in the next one.